I got my info.
I have some tea.
Oh gosh.
Or hello, and welcome back. Last week, fresh from the first post-merge vote, our 8 crossers competed in a flower-themed memory challenge. Though technical frustrations abound, JolleyJules came out of the tight race with immunity. Corn was also immune from the vote due to her target being voted out prior, and deliberation was surprisingly calm, though more and more connections were formed, no matter how tenuous. Ultimately, because she for sure had no protection, and despite her best efforts to stir the pot, Knimbley's mind games caught up to her as she became the 3rd member of the jury. Now, as the remaining 7 crossers join each other on the same island, the danger rises in the fight to become the last crosser standing.
I, in the last tribal council, voted for Knimbley because I had been backstabbed just a little bit. But I think because Knimbley couldn't vote for me, she clearly voted for Pat, which betrays our original alliance even further and confirmed my suspicion.
I was really cool with Knimbley. I feel, we weren't like super close or anything, but as soon as you mention my alliance, it's gonna be a problem. I kind of feel like the mafia. I feel like the mafia.
It's interesting because it feels like we have this like huge alliance with literally everyone, because everyone aligned their votes with Knimbley. It's going to be difficult to decide who has my back and who doesn't. I'm loyal to my original Yugu trial, and I was also really happy to hear that Arlie has my back and I have her back, so that feels great to hear.
I will protect you with my life, Sheila.
Me too, Arlie.
You are too wholesome to be betrayed. I will protect.
That.
I will protect.
I mean, you were the last person I would vote. Like, as people already know that I don't have immunity, but I do. I actually do. I still have my idol. I feel like I'm in good standing with lots of people, so I feel pretty positive about my game. What the heck?
We're switching islands, so we're all gonna be on one island now, which is exciting. There's only 7 of us left. I'm a little concerned with my placement in the game right now because I don't really know who I can trust. I don't know who the heck voted for Pat. I do know that Corn threw his name out, so I'm definitely gonna tell him. I wanna align myself with Pat, Cleo, and Arlie, especially Cleo since he's my partner.
I think this vote is good for us because it keeps me, Pat, JulessGaming, and Cleo all a strong 4. Pat has kind of like invited JulessGaming into the alliance of me, Pat, and Cleo.
I don't know about you, Arlie, but I still feel like we're looking for a 4th. And like, Jules, you've been nothing but cool. Like, I have no reason to worry.
I am totally down because Jules, you were on the tribe with me last time, so I'm totally down with that. If
I'm with it too, honestly. Like, I get great vibes from the both of you as well. Wait, so this means that we have an alliance? Is that what's happening?
I think we have a 4-way alliance, if that sounds good with you. And so with us 4 having control, that is 1 number more than the 3 that they have. So all we need to do now is take out Corncob, JolleyJules, and Sheila.
It's gonna be interesting because we've been kind of straight shooting towards people, and I'm wondering when that's gonna start switching up.
Here's the thing. I was on the right side of the vote again. I did get a vote, but I think Knimbley was the one who voted for me, so I'm not as offended unless someone else voted for me.
But yeah, with Knimbley gone, Pat is my new target. I'm pretty sure Pat definitely does not have my back because we haven't spoken much or anything.
Sheila and Jules are like my ride or dies. That's clear. But I have to really get my thoughts together and really strategize about who I want in my final, and if Jules and Sheila, despite being my closest friend, are final material.
Cleo has been my ride or die since day 1. The only thing that kind of makes me a little sad is thinking about if Pat and I get to the final 3 with Cleo, Cleo's automatically out. I don't want to do that to Cleo, and I would feel really bad about that. If I had to choose between voting for Pat or for Cleo, I'd probably have to go Pat. As selfish as that is, it would make me immune, but it's more so I just don't want to vote out Cleo,
I'm really hoping that I go to the end with Jules or Arlie. Nothing against Pat, but again, Pat's a little seasoned, so.
Things are about to get real complicated because I have a few alliances, and from the people that are left, there's only one person who I'm not in an alliance with. So I have to try to get everyone else to try to think about that person because of the alliances that I have. But after that, it's gonna get real complicated.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the challenge arena. Wow. I can look and see everyone here. It's so great. And soon there will be even less of you.
Oh, great.
Don't remind us.
First things first, I'll take back those gold rose crowns. Oh my God. I didn't even have to ask, and you guys gave it up so easily. Love to see it. Also, gotta say, love the rainbow of colors I'm seeing in front of me.
Yeah.
Also, our arch is like near perfect.
Right?
I know.
Y'all ready for the next immunity challenge?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, follow me.
Here. Oh, going the wrong way.
AJ sprinting.
EJ, I just see the dust he's kicking up.
Literally.
All right, our next immunity challenge is going to start right here. I'm going to drop 5,000 bells for everyone because we're about to play the LCS auction, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I called it.
For this challenge, you all will have 5,000 bells that you may use to bid on items that are up for auction. These items may or may not be able to help you in the second part of this immunity challenge. That is just a risk that you're going to have to take. There also may or may not be items that will help you in the game at large. But be careful of holding out, as the auction may end at any point and without warning. So, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this so much.
All right, the first item up for auction is actually 2 items. It is 5, 6, and 1 Storn. That is enough to make 1 flimsy axe. So, do I hear 100?
Yeah, I'll bid 100 on it.
All right, 100 to
I bid
Jules.
200.
200 to Sheila.
I'm gonna go 300.
300 to JolleyJules. Do I have 4?
4.
400 to Sheila. All right, and we're going to top that.
I'll go for 500.
500 to Cleo. All right, do I hear any more, any higher?
I'm waiting for the burger.
Yeah.
All right, going once, going twice. Sold to Cleo. Fun, right?
There you go.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're now the proud
Thank
owner
you.
of 5 sticks and 1 piece of stone.
I'll have so much fun.
So wealthy.
All right, next item up for grabs, a fully grown axe. Do I hear 100?
100.
All right, 100 to JolleyJules.
500.
500 to Sheila.
600.
600 to JolleyJules. 800 to Jules Gaming. Dang.
1,000.
Oh, 1,000 JolleyJules. Do I hear 1,100?
I'll do 1,100.
All right, 1,100 to Arlie.
1,200.
Oh
Ooh,
man,
1,200 to Corn.
my brother in Christ.
1,300.
Oh, 1,300 to JolleyJules.
I'm so tempted to jump in here.
50.
Sheila, 1,500 to Sheila.
1,600.
Ooh, 1,600 to JolleyJules.
1,800.
1,800 to Jules Gaming.
Oh my God.
1,900.
1,900 to JolleyJules. We've got a bit and more.
Yeah, I'm not topping that.
All right, anyone want to go 2K? Going once, going twice. Sold to
GG.
JolleyJules.
GG. I am cheap.
Not bad. That's not bad.
All right, next item up for bids is part 1 of 2. This is the knowledge advantage. This advantage will give you the answer to 1 of 3 questions that will be sent to you after you have won the advantage. These are questions that do not have to do with the challenge, but rather with the larger game of
Oh my
Last
God,
Crosser
what?
Standing.
Ooh.
So, what's our first bid, y'all?
500.
500 to Pat.
Damn, Pat on it.
800.
800 to Arlie.
1K.
1K to Jules Gaming.
1,200.
1,200 to Arlie.
1,400.
No.
1,400 to Cleo.
1,500.
1,500 to Arlie.
2K.
2K to Jules Gaming.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
2,200.
2,200 to Corn.
Oh, wow.
I'm not doing that.
All right, 2,200 going once, going twice. And
45.
Oh, 4,500 at the last second to
What?
Pat blew my popper. All right, 4,500 going once, going
Knowledge.
twice. Sold to Patrick. All right, Pat. Oh, I'm going to
Wow.
message you
GG.
the 3 questions, and you will message back which one you want. In the meantime, give me your money. Wait, actually, everyone give me
I
their
was just about
money.
to say, like,
I sectioned it off.
I'm like
I didn't-
counting.
Next item up for auction is an advantage in the next challenge. It is called the Appalachian Advantage. That is all the information I'm going to get you.
Okay.
Okay, 2K for
Three.
Jules Gaming, 3K for
3,000.
Corn. Oh my god.
3,100.
Oh my gosh,
3.5.
3.5 to Jules Gaming.
36.
36 to Corn. Oh my gosh.
49. Oh, my god.
What? Okay, 4K to Sheila.
4,500.
Oh, my
4,500 to
God.
Corn. Collectively.
I'll do 46.
Oh my gosh, 4,600.
Whoa!
4,800.
God!
4,800 to Jules Gaming.
Wow.
What the?
5K.
Oh, 5K
No
to
way.
Corn. Anyone want to pool their resources? Go for more than one. Only one person can get the advantage, though.
No, I'm okay.
So that is 5K going once, going twice, and sold.
GG,
to Corn
Corn.
Pie.
Lord.
All right, next item up for grabs is a single orange. Great for curing scurvy, also for digging up trees.
1,000.
All right, 1,000 to Sheila Cheese.
1,500.
1,500 to Arlie.
1.8.
1.8 to Jules Gaming.
2,000.
2,000 to Sheila.
2.3.
2.3 to Jules
Orange like
Gaming.
magical.
Okay.
I'll do.
2.5.
Oh my god.
2.5 to Sheila.
I gotta buy something, right? Like I can't just like sit here.
Me too, though.
I'll do. God, I know this is just such a shit item.
What if the next one's 3 oranges?
Can you tell us how many items are left or no? That's not allowed.
No, but nice try.
Okay, yeah. That's all good. I'll do 2.6.
All right, 2.6 to Arlie. Do we have 2.7?
Now I'm thinking, what if there's 3 oranges next?
All right, 2.6 going once, going twice. Sold.
I'll be honest, I do regret this purchase, but I'm taking it anyway.
I kind of regret not taking
Keeping it honest right now.
All right, next item up for auction is part 2 of the knowledge advantage. So you will be
2,500.
all right. Calm down. Let me finish. You will be able to pick from the remaining 2 questions that Pat did not pick. So, who's gonna bid?
2,500.
All right, 2,500.
3,100.
3,100 to Jules.
Ooh.
3.5.
3.5 to Jules Gaming.
3.6.
All right, 3.6 to Cleo.
Cleo.
All right, 3.6. We have 3.7, 3.8.
I'll do 3.7.
All right, 3.7 to Sheila.
3.8.
3.8 to Cleo.
3.9.
3.9 to Sheila.
4K.
4K to Jules
my God.
Gaming. What? Whoa.
I can't believe I bought this
Okay.
orange.
4K going once, going twice. Sold to Jules
Hey.
Gaming.
I'm gonna laugh when Arlie's orange is like the most powerful thing in this
Dude,
game.
if this orange can take me to the top, it'd be so iconic.
Next item up for auction is the opportunity to steal an advantage for the next challenge that has
No
already been
way.
auctioned
Wow.
off. So that includes the orange, the Appalachian advantage, 5 sticks and 1 stone, or an axe.
1K.
All right, 1K to Jules.
5K.
Oh my gosh, 5K
God,
to Sheila.
Sheila.
Oh, wow. Sheila said, I am
Damn.
taking it. All right, anyone want to pool and go against 5K? All right. Going
Take
once,
my
going
orange.
twice. Sold to Sheila.
GG.
Next item up for auction. Nothing. It's done. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Come with me.
Oh, God.
Oh my God, where are the DIY benches? All right, here we are. No one ever left my island. We all were here the whole time. Cool, great. Welcome to the second part of this immunity challenge, which we are calling There and Back. In this challenge, you are working to make your way from this end of the course to the other end. Along the way, you will find obstacles as well as the materials to craft tools to get through those obstacles. The first person to make it to the other end and activate the bamboo doll will win immunity and be safe from the vote. Now, Corncob, up, you are already in the perfect alleyway. That is perfect, because that is the alleyway that has the Appalachian advantage. The Appalachians, as we all know, are less like mountains, more like hills, so you will only have to climb up one level as opposed to 2. And speaking of advantages, Sheila, which advantage are you going to be stealing?
I would like to steal Corncobs.
Oh no.
Sheila.
I spent 5k on it.
I spent 5k on mine.
Exactly. It's the most worth it. Thank you so much.
Arlie, I'm waiting to see what your orange does in this.
Y'all aren't ready for what me and this orange are about to do. You're not ready.
Do you want me to spoil it?
No, I already know what you're gonna say. Don't tell me.
Okay. Let's get set and we'll get started. All right, crossers, for immunity. On your marks. Get set. A gore! First, as always, is the pitfalls. Our crossers are pushing themselves through it. That's how you do it on LCS. But Pat is the first one to make it out of the pitfalls and is now picking up the materials for an axe. JolleyJules, however, can skip over that entire part and can chop down the tree because she won an axe in the auction. Everyone else is busy crafting away. Next phase of this challenge is to make a shovel to dig up this shrub, something that Jules is already on. Right behind Jules, we've got Pat, then Corn, then Sheila. Meanwhile, Cleo is in last place and can't seem to figure out what he needs to craft. Jules is digging up her shrub, but other advantages are soon going to come into play. Cleo has made his axe. He is still fighting for this. That's how you do it on LCS. Pat is starting to close the gap on Jules digging up his shrub right as she heads back to craft her ladder. I am talking so much because it is dead silent in this voice chat. Everyone is focused. Pat is heading back to craft his ladder. JulessGaming is right behind Corn and Sheila. JolleyJules has made her ladder. She's headed back. She keeps a strong lead, but Pat and Sheila are close behind, and Sheila's about to get to the part where her Appalachian advantage comes in handy. And as Jules starts to climb up and over, Pat is right behind, about to climb up himself.
Off my heels, Pat.
And Sheila is also starting to catch up. The last leg of the race requires our crossers to make a vaulting pole and vault across to the bamboo dolls. Jules is about to start crafting her vaulting pole. Pat is right behind, followed by Sheila. Those three for the win. Cleo, Arlie, and JulessGaming have fallen out completely. Jules has made her vaulting pole. Pat has made his vaulting pole, and Sheila has made her vault. Oh my god, they are all right on each other's heels. A photo finish.
Oh my god!
Oh, and it's Jules, JolleyJules with the win. Pat in a close second.
Oh my god.
GG.
Ooh. JolleyJules, here is the Gold Rose Crown of Immunity. Wear it proudly on your head, knowing that you cannot be voted out at this next tribal council. For the rest of you, one of you will become the fourth member of the jury. I will give you 10 minutes to decide who it's going to be. There will be 3 rooms available to you with a room limit of 4. So good luck with that, everyone, and I'll see y'all at Tribal Council.
It feels really good to win for the second time, the first one to do it twice in a row. I think that it's definitely going to put a target on my back. Like, I'm safe now, but am I safe later?
Yep, I know. I'm gonna hear it already. I did fumble the bag. And what was I doing? Not knowing how to play the game. Look, recipes, I don't know that, all right? So we'll see how that goes.
For this round, I'm definitely going to try and vote off Pat because that's the only person that I don't know very well, and I feel like they're the most likely to vote me out.
Sheila, just so you know, I forgive you.
I'm so glad. I mean, in the end, it's not like I won, so.
No, I knew you were gonna steal my advantage as soon as I heard that. That one.
Yeah, I feel like EJ oversold it.
I was gonna try and get everyone to vote for Cleo just so it doesn't become Yugu heavy. Neither of them are in my final strategy. But then we hopped in the same chat together and it was just so chaotic. But who are you thinking of voting for?
So, but I was only thinking Pat because I am not close with them. That's the only reason. And I feel like they don't know me, and they might vote me out because they don't know me.
Yeah.
So
I think Pat and JolleyJules have to go soon, but we can't vote JolleyJules this round.
she's really good at the game, clearly.
She's winning. She's been winning a lot. She won the last challenge and she won this challenge.
Yeah, but this was because she had a really good advantage.
I trust Arlie. Pat, the further we go into this, the more and more I am skeptical. I think that we need to make a move, and we need to make it soon. Okay, Pat, look, this is the truth, okay? In the very beginning, Pat was like told us about Atmos. Atmos is like a threat because very like leadership type, and Pat was like,
Yeah, you know, but in that sense, they're kind of like taking a leadership role and telling you who to vote
exactly. Right. And then that's one thing that I thought. The second thing is, again, Pat does Sabotage League. I mean,
yeah, has experience with these games.
Honestly,
and he's a major Survivor fan.
Yeah, exactly. So all those things have kind of had me on my eye on Pat.
I think Pat is the real threat because he had no advantage in that challenge and still was on the heels of people who had advantages.
We gotta keep our eye on him, and I gotta do something to try to change the conversation. I'm not sure what conversations he's having, but change the conversation so that it's not in his favor. Because I feel like he's controlling a lot right now. I haven't heard anything about either of you two getting voted out. So I'm not sure if the other team is talking about that now, but...
Yeah, what if...
So here's my thought. Sheila isn't safe because Sheila's partner has already been voted out.
Okay.
So Sheila is no longer safe. But I think we should vote out Corncob.
Ooh.
Corncob is the only... I don't know if Corncob's partner is still in or not, which is a reason why I'd like to vote them out. And then also, I just haven't talked to them at all.
Maybe Sheila would be the safe bet.
I think we should save Sheila because we know Sheila's ties that bind person is out. So
Our safe vote.
So I think we should vote for Corncob. I don't know. How do y'all feel? I think I want to take out Corncob. I believe that their ties that bind person is still in the game. And so to just kind of like eliminate that tie would be really, really good. And I also have talked to Corncob the least amount in the game. I hope that me, Pat, JulessGaming, and Cleo can all use the alliance that we have to our advantage.
I am not against it because I think Corn voted for you, Pat, because Corn did mention that she was concerned about you.
I was going to mention
I was
that.
curious about who did that in the
I assumed Knimbley.
I thought it was Knimbley too.
I think they both may have.
They both did.
How many votes did you have, Pat?
You only one was read out loud, but I think you may have had one more.
Well, that kind of gets me on edge for sure.
I just don't know. Like, I don't want to vote for anyone in my alliance, but the only other person that isn't in my alliance is safe. But Corn is my partner, and I have an alliance with Sheila. I think I'm leaning a bit more towards Sheila just because I have my partnership with Corn. I'm heavily leaning towards Sheila.
The only reason I want Corn out is because I can trust Sheila. And
yeah, same.
I don't trust Corn. There's the only person I haven't talked to a lot, and I think Corn is a stronger player.
The only reason why I was leaning more towards eliminating Sheila was because I have a closer relationship with Corncob.
You know how I feel about safe votes. Like, I'm all for Sheila, but if you guys want to do like a power move,
I think it's time for a power move. I just think it's time to take somebody out who is scary, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
JulessGaming seemed really hesitant about voting out Corn, and I have a feeling that's because him and Corn are linked. So I think there's only pros with targeting Corn. If we could break that tie, that would be interesting.
Hi, Arlie.
Hi.
Hey, Arlie.
How are your chats?
It doesn't seem like anybody is really willing to I'm not really sure what the move is, so that's why I came in here to see what y'all were deciding.
Before anyone jumps in, we're thinking Pat.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. He's probably like the strongest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This last challenge that we did, he was right behind JolleyJules, right?
And he didn't have
Yeah.
any advantages.
Yeah, so that's why that's like a little
Oh my
scary.
god, that's true.
Is that what y'all are going for?
I think that's what I'm gonna do
That's
personally.
what I'm thinking.
Okay.
It's really hard to form bonds this late in the game. So at this point, trying to talk to new people, like, I don't know who they're aligned with. So if I throw out someone's name, are they going to go tell that other person's name, like they've been throwing out someone's name to try and get someone voted out? I don't know.
I got my info. So what do y'all?
Okay,
what do
wait,
y'all
can I
got?
talk really quick? Sorry.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. I have some tea.
Oh gosh.
Corn and Sheila are saying they're trying to
Pat.
target you, Pat.
Yeah, they want you out.
No.
Everyone's leaning towards Corn right now.
They
Yeah.
think you're the strongest, like physically and whatnot. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the
I've
challenges.
never won a challenge.
Like
I've
you
never
were
won.
right behind Jules in the challenge, so
Yeah.
they're voting for you.
Like they haven't spoken much to Corn. Sheila, you're an option too.
From who?
Your name came up too, Jules.
Oh yeah.
So that means if we all vote for Corn, and then there'll be 2 votes for Pat. Right?
Okay.
If that sounds good with y'all.
Yeah.
I think we should try and go for Pat.
That's what I was
you think?
thinking. That's
Okay.
what I'm gonna do. And we spoke to Arlie and Cleo about it.
Cleo seemed down. Arlie seemed a little hesitant.
We just gotta get, is Jules in on that?
JulessGaming?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not sure.
You're jolly to me.
Yeah.
I
that's
like
fine.
JulessGaming. JulessGaming
I like
to
Jules
me
Gaming
checks
as well.
out.
Yeah.
It seems like the general is for Corn
So-
from majority of them.
So
Like from, yeah.
From Pat and JolleyJules, who said that they were going to have an alliance with me.
really?
Ooh, not the betrayal. So I'm in 2 alliances. There are people from one alliance that want to take out people from the other, and then there are people from that alliance that want to take out from the other. So I'm like in a tough spot, and I'm kind of regretting not the alliances, but maybe with such large groups of the alliances, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna go in 3 and see if Corn and Sheila come in because I don't want them to be like, "Oh, Pat never talked to us."
Yeah.
So,
Like his
Let
own
me go
show.
into the room with Pat. Let me see what's going on.
okay.
Oh,
I mean,
oh, hey. I was just about to hop in a room with you, Pat.
Oh, hello.
What do you guys think? I was actually jumped in a room with Corncob and Sheila, and it went radio silent. You'll love that. So my name is coming up. This just seems like a vote that could go the wrong way.
What are you thinking?
I was just kind of seeing like where people were going. There's been I've heard Sheila's name
What the heck?
personally, and I think it just happens to be with like the bind thing.
I was originally going to vote Pat out. I knew for sure me and Corncob were going to vote for Pat. My name was mentioned, and I don't know who, but I'm a bit worried. I am scared.
I'm scared too.
What are your thoughts on everything?
What are you hearing?
Well, just Pat was saying how everybody's thinking Sheila, and I'm like, what?
Well, that's not true.
It's not.
Because if you like really want to know what's going on, we're all kind of thinking Corn right now. So
Really?
At least that's like our consensus. Because like
Why?
we would rather like keep you, and Corn's the only other person we haven't talked a lot to.
Wait,
so
Pat just said that we're going Corn.
yeah, Pat
Well,
also
Did Pat
just
just
told us.
jump in there and say that, Sheila?
Yeah, he basically just said me. And of
I mean,
course,
he may have said that because Corn was in the room, though.
True.
Like he's not going to say that in
True.
front of Corn.
I'm just afraid that Pat's out for blood, and I don't think any of us know it yet. Do we have a chance? Yeah? Is it worth a try? Now? I'm conflicted. We're getting to the point where we need to make a Pat vote. Can't be Pat napping.
Crossers, welcome into Tribal Council. And welcome, of course, to our jury. Atmos, Amy, and Knimbley voted out the last Tribal Council. So to start things off, now that we are all on one island, I'm interested because this definitely played a factor in our last pre-recorded season. Does being on one island now affect the way that you guys are approaching deliberations?
From what I've like listened to, like of how we've all been deliberating, like talk of the island hasn't really come into play.
I struggle with object permanence. So
Fair.
I think it's helped me remember who's actually in the game because
Yeah.
like in past deliberations, it was hard to like remember people if I weren't seeing their characters like on the island. And it's kind of surreal seeing us sit here as like 7 all together. It has just helped me remember who's in the game mostly.
So, as we get down to it, the partner twist has actually had pretty little effect on keeping someone safe. The tribal after their partner is voted out. It's really the tribal after that that seems to be the target for that person. So,
Yes.
Is the partner twist actually starting to affect it now as the numbers get down and we get closer to a possible final 3/2 situation?
I do keep forgetting about it, if I'm being completely honest.
The worst.
I do keep forgetting about it, but it obviously it is something to think about, especially whenever we do a tribal council and EJ will say, by the way, this person has immunity this round. And then when we know that, that's great information.
It just like clicked again. You
Yeah,
know?
same.
Like saying the names, I was like, oh, right, because they, okay. Like sometimes I was like, why do they have immunity? I don't understand. But I was like, it's all right. It's not me, so. But now I understand.
How much are idols coming into your discussions in terms of immunity idols, whether they exist, whether they're in play, who has them?
I feel like 0%
Yeah.
from what
They
I've
do
heard.
not exist.
Really?
They don't
EJ, you say all you want that you put them down.
I
I don't see any.
I literally
there's
don't.
none. Maybe someone went home with one, but I have seen
Maybe.
nothing.
I think someone from original ASA had to have had one because
I feel like Amy might have had one, but I don't know. Because, like, at the same time, Amy would have used it. I feel like she knew she was in danger, so...
Yeah.
yeah, well, I feel like Ingary doesn't have enough things to cover it up, so it had to be somewhere within that area.
You'd be surprised. JolleyJules, our challenge beast, 2 immunity wins.
Please don't say that.
Well, talk to me about that, because you said please don't say that.
Yeah, I just don't like that title. Like,
Okay.
I definitely take credit for the memory one. The second one was because of the axe, so I just don't like the image of, like, me being great at all things, because I'm definitely not. That axe honestly was OP because I just skipped the whole first thing that I had to do. So, and
Yeah.
even with saving that time, Pat almost got me. So, like,
Yeah,
It
Pat
was-
with no advantages.
exactly. And that was scarier to me than anything else. Not to put you on the spot, but
No, it was interesting. I heard that I was a challenge beast, even though I've never won anything. So that was interesting.
So, Corn, you point out that Pat did have a pretty good challenge performance without any advantages. Did that factor into your deliberation, or what are you worried about this round?
You know, I did hear my name come up, so it's gonna be an interesting round.
You know, I also heard my name come up, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, if you feel that your name is out there and you might be on the chopping block tonight, here's your opportunity. Make your last case, and if they're not going to vote for you, who should they vote for?
Whoa. The drama of it all,
my
EJ.
Well, let's be honest. If we look at the last few tribal councils, I think the person who went home made at least one speech that was a plea, and they always appealed to why you should keep them. But my question to you is, why should you send someone else home and not you?
Well, personally, for me, I feel like I'm not the strongest player, and I think that's my only case for myself. I know that maybe my immunity is gone. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get immunity next round because I'm not the greatest player.
I think for me, I also haven't really dominated at any challenges or anything. And I like to think, you know, I'm a pretty good person. I have a hard time advocating for myself. But I think to the people who I work with and who I'm loyal to and kind of promise loyalty to, that's who I stay with.
Well, I just want to say that I'm probably going to get a couple votes tonight. And I want everyone to think about if you've been in conversation with me and I've said a name or I've said like, okay, let's do it. Have I ever gone back on that?
All right. Well, is there anything else left to be said? Okay, then I guess it's time to vote. Crossers, please send me the name of the one person you would like voted out of the competition. As a reminder, you cannot vote for JolleyJules.
Pat, I know we do have our allegiance. I had alliances with Corn and Sheila way before I had alliance with you guys. So I just based it off of that. I promise it's no hard feelings.
I'm voting for Corncob, and I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about any vote I've made so far, but you are just the only person that I haven't really gotten to know in the game, and the only person I feel like I can't really trust. So, yeah.
All right. The votes have been cast. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right. I will now read the votes. First vote, Corncob. Second vote, Pat. Third vote, Corncob. Fourth vote, Pat. That has 2 votes each, Corncob and Pat. Fifth vote, Corncob. Sixth vote, Corncob. That is 4. That is enough. Corncob, unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you to please drop your vaulting pole and head to the pipe at the back. You've become the 8th person voted out and the 4th member of our jury.
Thank you guys. This was so
GG.
much fun.
GG.
I love you all.
It's nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
GG.
And I'll see you on the other side.
With Corncob's torch snuffed, the night gets just a little bit darker as we head into the final rounds of this game. Have a good night, everyone.
And just like that, the corn is no more. I am so sad about how the vote turned out, but I kind of knew I was going to be a target. I knew I was going to be a target. I was playing really strong. I could have been a little more subtle and a little more reserved, but I'm a chronic oversharer. I don't agree with the tribe's decision because I think Pat is definitely up to something. And I think Arlie and Cleo, who have been really quiet, are plotting something. Corn, it has the juice. Don't mess with it. I don't know, that was the worst final message. All of those who have voted against me, watch yourself. Because remember, the jury has the final power.